Hello, welcome to Me and My Golf TV. You've joined us here on the 10th fairway here at the Asprey. And Andy, it's Golo. What have we got?
Okay, Pierce, we've got short game today. We're answering your questions and we're playing this shot here, 18 yards with a tight flag, showing you how to play a great pitch shot with a bit of spin. Let's take charge of your game.
Okay guys, it's time for Go Low. This is where we answer questions on your game to help you go low.
Yes, and make sure you want to get involved by going to the Instagram, Facebook and the Twitter today and post your questions on today's topic.
Hashtag Go Low. Alright, okay, so today's topic was all about the short game, okay? And we've actually got a question from Instagram. All the phones just went off there. So this is from Grant Michael Meyer. If I have a 15-yard shot and the flag is in the front of the green and I have little green to work with, what do I do? Great question. Andy, over to you.
Okay, we have a perfect situation here. We have probably about 18 yards to the flag here actually, but the flag's on the front of the green. We've got the rough, the fairway to go over. We need loft, Pierce. The first thing is we've got to go loft. So I'm going to use my most lofted club in the bag, which is this actually brand new TaylorMade EF spin groove. So I've got a 60-degree lob wedge here, and that's just really going to help me control the landing spot and get it to stop quickly, Pierce. You know, we don't want to get anything sort of landing and running on here because we can't really afford to do that.
Even though it is uphill, there's a bank there. You know, it's going to be so hot, you know, we've got to get the ball to stop and, as you said, get the loft. Okay.
Yeah, so we need that loft to get it there. Now, I think one of the key things to talk about here is the mistakes a lot of we see our students do, Pierce, and that's in the setup. So we hear so often that people are trying to get the ball position back, leaning the shaft forward at setup. Now, the problem that happens with this is this tends to create more of a steep action or a digging action. So problem is when we lean the shaft forward as well, we create, or we actually take a lot of the bounce off the club. So if we catch the ball first, great. If we catch the ground first, what's going to happen? The club's going to just dig into the ground and the ball's not going to go anywhere. So Tiger Woods was a good example of that sort of previously, before he obviously corrected at the Masters. So we've got to be able to use the club correctly as well, and what we want to use is we want to use the bounce of the club. So we're actually going to set up a little bit differently. We're going to position the ball centre of the feet or just ahead of the centre. We're actually going to get the shaft in a more neutral position because A, this is going to help with the loft. We're going to utilise the loft on the club, but B, it's going to utilise the bounce. So when the club sort of hits the ground, it's going to actually sort of bounce across or slide across the ground as opposed to dig in. Now, if we do this, Pierce, and just catch the ground a little bit early, it's still okay. The shot isn't disastrous here. We're using the loft, the club will slide underneath the ball, and we're still not going to be too far away.
Unless you're going severely into the grain, then it might be a little bit different.
Definitely,
but
with a good lie.
Here, you know, you're absolutely right. You can actually hit the ground an inch before the ball, and still get a shot that actually has a bit of check on it because this bottom of this arc is a lot shallower. Yeah,
we don't want, what we don't want to see is the ball back in the stance, the shaft leaning forward, and this steep action. That's okay in the rough, but on a decent lie here, we want to utilise the club and, as you mentioned, get that sort of shallower bottom of the arc there.
I think in this instance here as well, Andy, because of the situation we've got, if we did lean the shaft forward, you need more than 60.
Yeah, it's going to go low.
Phil Mickelson, he leans the shaft forward, and we know he has the hinge and the hold. He has one thing in his technique which actually helps create a little bit of loft as well, but he has a club that has got a lot of loft on it, so he goes, people say to us all the time, well, Mickelson's probably the best, how come he does it?
Yeah.
If you look at the majority of the other guys though, they don't tend to have that shaft left forward.
Not too much anyway.
No, not too much.
So let's play a couple of shots, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so if I'll just play a couple of shots, Pierce, and you can sort of mention the technique and...
Technique that you're looking at.
Yeah, definitely.
So really important here, just notice the shaft as it swings around Andy's body. Now, the shot. So that you'll see that if we had actually a sort of a laser beam, or we had a long T-peg coming out the butt end of the club, it's pretty much pointing at the centre of Andy's body throughout the whole swing. Now that is crucial for getting that flat spot, getting that shallow entry into the ball. Really grip.
Spun too much, that one did.
It's a little bit too much. So yeah, really important. If you can actually just hold there a second, Andy, I'm just going to come in there. So if you can imagine that club is pointing up at the belly button on the way back and on the way through in your practice swings, it's going to help create that shallow entry into the ground.
Yeah, well, do you know what? In the short game, we see so often that things tend to be too independent. So the great way to think of this is everything is working together. There's nothing independent. The arms, body, hips, hands are all working together, and that's something I feel, Pierce, that from here I feel very connected, and I feel that everything works together, and we haven't got sort of one thing moving or out racing each other, and that's when we're in trouble, isn't it, really?
Okay, then, well, last one, Andy. Grant wants the one in the hole, please.
In the hole. See what I can do.
A little bit more into that one. Got a good bit of check, but left it short on line as well.
So quite a passive hands there. It's more about, like we said, keeping it all together, but utilising the setup there, getting yourself in a more neutral shaft position is going to help with the bounce of the club. Ball position pretty neutral in the centre of the heels, and then just really feeling that everything's linked.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to help the contact.
It's definitely going to help the contact. And distance control actually was really improved by that as well. Okay, Grant, great question. Hopefully we've done our best to explain that for you. Let us know how you get on with that. Post your comments down below, like the video.
Yes, and make sure you subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Click the link below, and also make sure you watch tomorrow's video, which is my swing analysis, where we're analysing one of your golf swings, and it's all about the swing plane. Also, don't forget to get your 7-day free trial on memygolf.com. Click the link in the corner and go and check out lots of videos on our website. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you soon.